Good morning. Welcome to day 130 on the Appalachian Trail. That is right. We are on 130 days. As you guys can see, we have Upper Goose Pond. To me, it's a lake, but they call it a pond. This is where we stayed last night. There's actually up that way, there's a little cabin that is used by hikers. They have bunks, or you can camp up there. I picked a bunk. They have mattresses and everything. No electric, but you know, they got privies. They have a spring that they grab water from. So yeah, but I mean, look at that view, guys. Pretty amazing. Gorgeous. No houses out here. Now, back over that way, there's a little creek that goes, I guess, to another lake, and there are houses around that one, but at least on this one there are not. So it's pretty cool though. I mean, water's pretty clear. You can see into it. Lots of little fish out there this morning. So anyways, there is a camp host, that a caretaker that you check in with. Her name was Puzzle. She was pretty sweet. You know, she just gives you the spill. She's actually making pancakes right now for everyone, so might go up and have a pancake or two. Quite a few of the hikers, I know quite a few of them. I've met them over the course of my trip. Some of the girls that were here I met back in the Smokies, and I ran into a couple times. And some of the guys, same thing. And then there's a couple that are here that are going southbound. So, but yeah, pretty cool. I'm not sure exactly what the game plan is going to be for today. I know it's looking like we might get some rain later this afternoon. It's a little chilly. It's like 59 degrees out this morning. But yeah, so supposed to looks like we might get some rain later this afternoon. Doesn't show anything starting until like 2 o'clock. There is another pretty cool place to check out and stop. It's about, I don't know, it's only like 12 or 13 miles. It's the original Cookie Lady, and you can stay there. So might do that. I'm not sure. It would make for a shorter day. So we're going to play it by ear and see how it is. I'm going to leave here probably within, it's about 6:30 in the morning now. So I'm going to leave here probably, I don't know, within the next hour. The little bit of a climb, you got to cross the interstate coming up over here. And then there's a little bit of a climb. And then it's a nice long ridge walk, and the original Cookie Lady is on that ridge walk. You do head to another town, and you can camp in the town. There's a gentleman that allows hikers to camp on his lawn. I just don't know how many he can hold. I don't think it's a whole lot. So that would make for like a 22 mile day though if we do that. Then there's another up after climbing out of that town, and which the trail actually goes directly through that town. And then you have a little bit more of a ridge walk, and then at about 28 miles, 25 miles, there's another town that you can stay at. That one I definitely am going to try to make it to by tomorrow to stay there, because that's kind of the last stop before you hit Mount Greylock. Mount Greylock's going to be a pretty good climb. And then after Mount Greylock, we go into, I think, Williamstown, Massachusetts, something like that. And once we climb out of there, we'll be out of Massachusetts and we'll hit the state line at the top of that climb. So that's still, you know, a good little ways away. Probably, like I said, could hit that by this weekend. So that's the game plan at least. So yeah, for now, that's kind of where we're going with it, guys. gonna go start getting our stuff together so we can go ahead and hit this. You can see, I was just looking, it's pretty dark over that way. So quite a few of the hikers are planning on taking a 0 here today. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep pushing on. So yeah. So hope everyone has a great day. Happy Thursday, getting closer to the weekend again. So, all right, guys, I'll catch up with you down the trail. Good morning. Crossing the Massachusetts Turnpike. Before we start heading up that bad boy. Yeah, you just got a little bit of everything out here, guys. So it was pretty nice. The caretaker puzzle back at Upper Goose Pond cabin, she made us all pancakes, and then she had coffee for anybody that wanted it. The whole place is donation based, so I threw a little bit of, I didn't have much cash on me, so I threw a little donation in the piggy bank, and was talking to a couple of the guys I've known out here for a while. I just recently ran back into over the past week, half mile and one speed. Half miles, I met him back at Boots Off Hostel before trail days. I think he might be going to the Cookie Lady too today. But a lot of the other people were planning on staying, taking a 0 there, which I get it. Nice little camp spot. I mean, you got camping, you got the cabins, you got the lake. So they were all gonna take a lake day. So, but not me. I decided to keep going. That's cool, I ain't never seen that sign before. Berkshire. So, anyway, guys. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on. As you see, it's a cloudy day. It's looking like around 2 o'clock it's supposed to start raining. So, we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. I think I only have maybe 10 more miles and to the Cookie Lady's place, which she does have a hangar you can stay at. Talking to the caretaker at the place I stayed last night, she told me that there is a large group in front of me. So, that being said, I'm really not trying to get stuck around or right behind that group. I'm assuming most of them will probably head to the next town coming up, which is, I think, Dalton, Massachusetts. I could be wrong on that, though. There's 2 towns. One's Cheshire, one's Dalton. But I really just don't want to get stuck, because then it just makes it that much harder to find a place to camp. I know there's a big family ahead of me, because I saw them at the AT stand, and then talking to the caretaker last night. She told me that they were all ahead, so they probably made it, I would imagine, at least to the Cookie Lady yesterday. So I don't know if they're staying or what's going on. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I'm not trying to get stuck around a big group. That's how germs start getting passed around. And, like I said, it makes it harder to stay, especially in these areas where they're like, oh, you got to stay right here. So anyway, guys, not sure what's going on up here. I know there's a place you could stay up here, a little lodge place. You can get drinks and stuff. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's the trail. So we're going to check it out. I got to look at my map. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, even though it's right next to the interstate, it's a nice little lake. But what I'm looking at is That looks fun. But I would totally be down to take a few hours off if they would ride us around on one of those. I don't know how we get that, but it would be pretty cool. I'm assuming this is a trail. I don't see any marks. I just see this clear lake or pond, whatever you want to call it. But I don't see any freaking marks for the trail. So, I don't know. I didn't see anything back there. Oh, I gotta check my map, guys. This is what happens out here. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. Happy Thursday morning again. This is what the trail's been like. Been a little bit up, but got to see a little pond. I didn't go down by it. There was a separate path that looked like to go down by it, but I wasn't gonna go down there. I'm trying to make it to the cookie lady's house, and depending on the weather, I don't want to get too rained on. So now we're just making our way down the trail. Weather's been pretty comfortable. You know, it's been smoggy and cloudy out and hazy from the smoke still from those Canadian wildfires. I'm really hoping that clears up some by the time I get to New Hampshire, because that's where I start getting the really, really good stuff, guys. So, but it's also going to be a lot harder up there. So that's why we've been pushing to get up there sooner, so we can take our time and not feel rushed or have to rush and hurt ourselves. Because kind of late in the game at this point to, you know, if you get an injury and it's rough enough to take you out, you're not going to have time to finish up. So we definitely don't want that. So that's why safety first. That's my motto. Safety first, guys. Looks like we got some little cricks. I might have to stop and get water, actually. I think I have about 3/4 of a liter. And I already drank one 1.25, obviously. But I'm not sure. I think I still got like 4 miles, maybe 5 miles to the cookie lady's house, and then I can get water there. So it's not too hot, so we might be able to skip. Maybe just grab a little, top it off. Just gets to be a pain sometimes, having to stop, take everything off, filter water. But what can you do? And also, because it's not as hot, I haven't been carrying. See, for a while there, when I had those long stretches of water, I would carry 3 liters. And man, talk about your pack feeling so much heavier. Carrying that much water sucks, but it was necessary. So now that water's been better and a little bit more available, I've been going back to what I was doing before, carrying roughly 1 liter, depending on how far the water sources are. And then when I get to a water source, I'll finish whatever water I have left, fill up, you know, 1.5 liters, 2 liters, chug one, and then do the rest. So, yeah, I think we're gonna get water up here. All right, guys. Well, guys, we're on a little side quest, doing some blueberry picking. We are at the cookie lady's house, and it's also a blueberry patch. She made us a deal, me and a couple other hikers, that if we filled up this thing, which I'm about a quarter of the way, we'd get a free hamburger dinner tonight. You know, nothing motivates hikers better than food. So here we are, picking blueberries on our farm, and then we can stay in that airplane hangar tonight. So it was starting to rain, now it's getting better, so I don't know, might stay, might not. Right now I'm just picking blueberries. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I'm doing it right, but got a good amount so far. You know, it's the little things, guys. You gotta do these side quests sometimes. So, all right, just letting everybody know. I mean, we already got like 12 miles in today, so doing pretty good if we do decide to stay. I know there's a big group ahead of us. The blueberry lady, the cookie lady, told us they came by earlier. Most of them are going to the next town or the shelter. The only place to stay there is a guy's yard besides the shelter that you can stay in. So might not be a bad idea to wait it out. Anyway, all right, guys, this is definitely more difficult with just one hand, so I am going to get back to it, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the end of, I don't know, it's Thursday, I believe. I'm really bad about that. 129 maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, it's the end of the day. Only did like 12 miles today. That's because stopped at around 2:30 at the cookie lady's house. This is the original house of where the original cookie lady was. This couple have taken over it, but definitely a cool place. She offers fresh cookies to all hikers. It's not too far off the trail. You can camp in their yard for a donation, and they have this airplane hangar that they now have bunks in. It's basic. It's out of the elements. There are bunks and mattresses in there, fans, and there's electric to be able to plug your stuff in. Donation based too. They recommend $15, so that's good. No laundry or shower, but that's okay. We don't need that. We're hikers. We're used to stinking. So as you can see, beautiful sun starting to set over there. Beautiful, beautiful property. It's also a blueberry farm. So when we got here, the husband offered us cookies and it's a hibiscus tea juice that they make. Absolutely incredible. It was so good, so refreshing after hiking. We got, like I said, I got the 12 miles in by 2 o'clock. So when the wife came home, she said, asked us if we were staying. It just started to rain a little bit, sprinkle. It looked like it was going to rain harder. So we were like, me and a few other hikers were like, yeah, we're thinking about it. And she said, well, I tell you what, if you guys stay and you go and pick a bucket of blueberries, as you can see, here's the blueberry plants, I'll make you dinner. So needless to say, I had all of them picked quick. I filled my bucket up probably an hour before everybody else did. I was getting it done. So anyway, had dinner, great dinner. Nice salad. Yes, I actually did eat the salad, guys. I've been craving vegetables, had some broccoli, slice of watermelon, some homemade pasta salad, and a hamburger. It was phenomenal. So got to eat all that. Now I'm just kind of hanging out, just talk to my parents, you know, kind of trying to figure things out still, getting everything settled with, get my cold weather stuff shipped and where we're going to meet at. We only have, I think there's 36 miles left of Massachusetts, and then we will be in Vermont. So that's pretty awesome, to be in Vermont. We will be there in the next couple days, actually. So that's going to be great. Vermont's 170-ish miles, something like that. And then we'll be in New Hampshire. So it'll be cool to hit Vermont. However, elevation's going to start getting a little bit more, and even more in New Hampshire. So I'm looking forward to it. Temperatures right now, it's been in the 70s today, and it's going to be in the 50s. It's pretty much looking like that for the whole next week. So still good. Don't need my cold stuff just yet, but I have a feeling by the time I hit New Hampshire and get that higher elevation, we're definitely going to need it. So that's kind of where we're at tonight, guys. Tomorrow there's a town, Dalton. I'm not going to be going into Dalton, I don't think. I mean, the trail goes through Dalton, but I'm not going to be staying there or anything. I'm just going to be kind of cruising through. There's another town a couple miles past that you go through once you go over a hill. That one has a nice little camping spot. Dalton does too. There's a gentleman there that's a trail angel. Tom, he allows hikers to camp on his property, right in town, right before town. So, but then there's Father Tom's in Cheshire. So that's where I think I'm going to try to push to tomorrow. It's going to make for a longer day, but I'm going to try to get a real early start. Weather's looking good. No rain projected. So, and there's only one real big climb. So it's not even a big climb. So that's what I'm pushing for tomorrow. And then from there, that would make Saturday, which is going to be a busy day, because it's a weekend. That would make Saturday, probably I'll be climbing Mount Greylock. That's the highest elevation in Massachusetts, I believe. Once we come down off of Greylock, there is 2 towns you can stay at. I can't remember the one, North Adams, and I can't remember the other one. And once you climb out of that area, you are officially in Vermont. So, like I said, we're only like 33 miles away from the state line. So we should be there by the end of this weekend, guys. That's the game plan, at least. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and I will catch all of you later.